good as it's gonna get. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Cynthia. For some of you, I am known by Cindy. So today we're gonna be doing a tutorial. It's gonna be a tutorial that is just gonna be made up. I have no idea what we're doing today. We're just gonna wing it, basically. It's basically what I do every single time I do my makeup, and a lot of you guys have always asked me how I do it. So there are a few requests that have been made, but today we're just going to be trying out something new. I have to go out somewhere today. This is like one of the few times that we go out during the quarantine, and so I just wanted to get ready. You might see in my face that I look like I'm stained up, because I am. I dyed my hair, and I'm a messy person when it comes to dyeing hair, so yeah, I'm not a hairdresser, and you can tell. So today we're just gonna get this going, and I'm gonna try to explain to you what I do and how I get things done when it comes to makeup. I'm not a professional, I just really love makeup, and I've learned off of YouTube, and hopefully you can learn off of me. So there's a few tricks that I kind of implement into my routine, and then we're gonna get this going. Okay, so we have no idea what we're doing today, so I'm just winging it. I'm going for a pink and purple look today. It just kind of goes with my hair. So the first thing that I do is I put concealer or a base on my eyes. That just makes it look a lot brighter, because if I put on these dark circles some color, we're gonna be looking really bad. So I'm currently using anything that I find, because during quarantine, it's just like everything just got used up, and you know, things aren't open, or things are open here, but I just don't trust anything. So this is Revlon. This is Photo Ready Candid, and this is in the color 001. So I just throw that all over my eyeballs. And I look for a brush like this. This one's really dirty. So it's just kind of a slanted brush, anything that is very compact and just kind of can blend this out without taking away the light color of it. So I just tap it around. I don't like to swipe this around, because when you swipe it, it can take away from the color, and that would suck. So do the same thing to the other eye. I don't blend it completely, because that's what I use. Wow, I missed some pink over here. Whatever. It's hair. It's just hair, guys. I try to take it down so that way it just makes it easier when I'm trying to do the inner corner, and I don't have to add like color, concealer, when I've already added color, and just makes a really jagged, ugly line. You want to just be able to have a very blended eye look. So I do that first. I try to also add a little bit more. I just feel like with my skin color, it's very easy for colors to just kind of not be as pigmented. So I'm being very affordable, guys. This is NYX Conceal Correct and Contour oh, that's in French. So this one is in light. So I use this color right here. It's very loved, because I use it a lot when I am doing eye makeup, when I'm doing bright colors. So I don't like to use too much of it, because it is a cream color, and my eyes are very oily, gross. But yeah, I don't like to use too much, because it just makes it sometimes hard to blend, and that's not great. It's not cute. So we're gonna throw this in here and pat, no swiping. Awkward. Okay, so now that we've done that, we've done the concealer, we're gonna go into the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is volume 2. This is actually one of my favorite palettes of all time. I use this all the time. I feel like whenever I post a picture, somewhere in there it says Jaclyn Hill volume 2. I've tried the Volt. It's all right. It's not my favorite. I just feel like the colors in there I don't know. I just pick into them. I hate carrying around little palettes, so it's just easier to have one big thing with all the colors I need. I also have the first one, and it's all right. It's not my favorite. It's just, it has colors that I don't really use, or I've also used it for so long that I just felt like I was over it. I was bored. This is like my thing right now. I'm really into bright colors. So we're gonna be taking the color Tipsy Girl, this color right here, and we're going to be taking it on a fluffy brush. This is Equal Tools. I could not tell you, oh, I can tell you. This is Define Crease. So any crease brush. And that's where we're gonna be applying this. We're gonna be applying this in the crease. So just dab in there. I have no idea if that's in focus. So we're gonna be rubbing this in. So like I said, when you add a cream concealer to your eyelid and you have oily eyelids as I do, it's very, very easy for this to start getting patchy. So I try as much as I can to just slowly build it up, because if not, it's gonna stick to one side, and that's gonna be a mess. So it's looking a little purple, but this is just gonna be a transition color. I don't want it to be super pigmented just yet. I want it to kind of become more pigmented later down the line. Okay, so I like to kind of blend this area a lot because I just want to make sure that we're looking good. Okay, so I'm gonna dab into another palette that I love. This is the Morphe 39L Hit the Lights. I just feel like they have a lot of cool, not cool tones, but like cool, just cool colors. It has very bright colors, and they can be used for crazy looks like how I've been doing. So I'm gonna go into this pink color. It's called Reckless. So we are being reckless right now with this pink hair and this crazy eye color we look like we're doing. So as you can see, I'm just building up the colors. I'm not going straight in and being like, here, we're doing this. No. Especially for beginners, it's a lot more difficult to blend out colors when you just pack them on all at once. And I dropped the palette. So we just want to make sure that we're going little by little, and it makes it a lot easier to build than to take away. Just going back and forth. Make sure I'm blending all the edges, make sure that there are no blunt edges. And I'm just keeping this all over my crease. Okay, so we're done with that one. And so I'm going to be using from Background the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is called Not My Journey. Okay then.
Okay then what?
And I want to be a lot more concise with this one. I want this one to be a lot more a lot bolder. And before I used to just use any blending brush to do colors like this, but I realized that it makes it a lot more difficult to get something pigmented. Like it doesn't work. So I'm gonna be using this brush. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush. This is JH40. So I'm gonna go into Not My Journey. I'm gonna dab in there, and I'm gonna pack this onto my crease. I'm gonna try as much as possible to just keep in my crease, and then we're gonna build around the corner of the eye. Like I said before, we wanna make sure that we're building up and we're not just packing it on there, so it makes it a lot easier to blend. So I like to pack it on first and then go ahead and and blend it out, because that way it makes it a lot easier for me to just go back with the pink and just like blend it out. I'm trying as much as I can to keep this in my crease without going all over my lid. Bring it out a little bit. Okay, so now I kind of have a good intensity, and so I'm just going to be blending it as much as I can. It's okay if the pink starts to fade away. We're going to be using more pink to get it blended as well. So I'm going to just keep packing on and blending as I go. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side before I do any blending. Just pack. Pack some more. I don't know why, but the side just made it so much easier to do than this side. I have no idea why. I guess it's just easier to get in there than on this side. So I'm packing on more and blending as I go. I don't want to get it too far into my lid. I just want it to be kind of on the outer corner. I'm really liking this. I'm really excited. I just feel like the contrast with my hair just makes it a lot better. If you want to get crazy hair color, do it. Just do it. Just go for it. This is quarantine. It's not like we can go anywhere. It's not like we have anything fun to do. So just be fun at home. All right, so I'm gonna get back to the Tipsy Girl color, the pink color we used before, and I'm gonna blend the edges. It just makes it look a lot nicer, a lot more professional. Don't be afraid of going a little high up. Just make sure to leave some space to get some highlight into that. What was I saying? Under your eyebrow. So I just do it at the edges, the outer edges. I'm just blending it out, making sure everything looks seamless. We don't want any jagged lines, as I said. Sorry for the weird faces I make when I'm doing my makeup. It's just a habit. I feel like all girls can relate. You just do it. All right, so I really want to keep making that color a lot more intense now. So I'm just gonna keep building it up as I swipe around. Make sure to not make a circle over here so you don't look like you got punched in the eye. That's great. I'm gonna try to add in some orange. We're gonna put My Man into the outer area. Lots of colors, what makes it cute. I'm just doing this area right here. Just adds a little more dimension. I'm gonna add a little bit more purple. A lot of times for colors like this, smoky eyes, it takes a lot of going back and forth and just adding a little bit more color, blending it out when you want to get it like done correctly. When you want a good look, you take your time on it. So this is just like therapy. This is literal therapy. All right, so I'm kind of liking how it's looking right now. I just want to add some glitter to this. I feel like I don't know what glitter I'm going to be using though. I think we're going to get a glitter from this palette. I think I'm going to try Ride or Die Diamonds. Let's see how pigmented this can get. Not too sure. We're gonna try to get a flat brush. So I just feel like it makes it a lot easier. We're gonna see if we're gonna have to spray it or anything to get the color to appear more. All my brushes are dirty from the last time I used them. That's why you hear me like just trying to get it in there. So I'm just dabbing in there, tapping in there. And we're gonna do this. Is this the color I was going for? I'm also gonna go into Drama Queen. I'm gonna go back and forth between Drama Queen and Ride or Diamonds. I just feel like it's gonna be the color I want. So we're gonna tap it on. I'm contemplating on whether or not I wanted to do a cut crease, but not today. You'd think I'd be going to like a party, but no. I just do this on the regular. Extra. Do the other side. I think I'm gonna spray my brush. I feel like this is kind of a chunky glitter. It's a different formula. It's just weird to explain. It's kind of creamy. Kind of feels like a jelly. And so I just feel like it gets color, but it doesn't get that intense as how I want it to. I want it to be like boom in your face kind of color, you know, extra, but I'm gonna be spraying it. So this is Garnier Skin Active. This is basically a facial mist. It's supposed to balance your skin, but anything works. I like Urban Decay's spray, the night setting one, something like that. So I'm gonna go back and forth on both of them and just be tapping on both. And then I feel like, yes, it's kind of a lot stronger. It looks a lot brighter. So that's good for now. I'm going to keep blending out the purple. I think I'm gonna get a different brush right now. It's also covered in previous eyeshadow. So this is a chewed up, messed up. This was actually my first Morphe brush, and my dog got to it. So this is the M513, and we're gonna go back into the purple of Not My Journey, and we're going to just blend this. Making sure to stay above where you were with the glitter, not covering it. This looks like it's pretty good at not having fallout. So we're just gonna tap this in here. Now that we have that done, we're going to be adding the inner corner color. Okay, so back into the 39L Hit the Lights palette from Morphe. We're going to be going into this blue color that's right here. I'd love to tell you what color it is, but the paper fell on the floor. I can't get that right now. I'll put everything down below, everything I did, everything I used. So we're going to be using that in the inner corner. I want to get a small brush, kind of a dome brush that makes it a lot easier to pack in the color. So we're going to be using this this Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. It's JH39. We're going to just dab this in here, and we're going to tap it. I should have put a little bit of concealer first to just make it a little, not a little, a lot brighter. I totally missed it. And I think this blue is just too blue for me. I don't really like how it looks in the inner corner. I just feel like it kind of makes the inner corner look too dark. So I think I'm going to be switching out from this one. I just did it on the other side so it could be even when I pack another blue on top. I think I'm going to be going into the Jaclyn Hill palette. Okay, so this one's really messy because this one's really old. So this is the first Jaclyn Hill collaboration with Morphe. And this one I know for sure. This one has an eyelash stuck to it and everything. So I'm going to be going into this color right here. I don't know what color this is. It's just kind of a sparkly teal color. And we're going to be packing this on to the inner corner. If you don't like blue, if you just feel like blue is not your thing, you can always go for a different color. Just don't make the mistake I did of not adding a concealer. We kind of tried to drag the concealer down before, but adding a fresh base of concealer would have made this pop a lot more. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just tapping in. I'm just pushing in. I'm not rubbing it around. I'm just tapping. Okay, so now that we have that on, I like to do the rest of my face. I'm gonna basically be putting anything under the eye just yet because I just feel like the blending can get all weird when you start adding concealer and everything. So I'm going to be adding the same concealer we did on the top of the lid. We're going to be using the Revlon Candid in 001. I'm going to be putting this all over the bottom. I feel like this one you can just add a lot and not have any cakiness. It's a pretty thin formula. I like to add a lot because I love the way that the lower area of your eye, couldn't remember what to call it, looks. I just really like how that area looks when it is bright. So I'm just gonna use any brush. These are the brushes that I tend to get when I'm doing makeup on clients. It's just easier, it's disposable, and they work just as fine for me. So I tap it. As you can see, I look up some when I get under the eye just so I can make sure there's no creasing and that it gets really up in there. And then I like to kind of make a wing with this. So I tap it all the way to my temples that are covered in pink. Don't you love when girls just like the reason why I tap it around here is because you just don't want that weird line with your concealer to happen when you just push it out. I have so much hair dye just in random spots. It looks like confetti. I don't push it too far into the blue either because I don't want it to mess it up. And I don't want it to just kind of take away from it. I will go back and just kind of blend it a little bit more, but first we're just adding color. We're just building it up. So we're done blending it. You just want to make sure it kind of just blends into your skin. So now I'm going to add my foundation. I do like to add another layer of concealer, but I am first going to do my foundation first. I don't know why, I just feel like it looks better. This is a really old, probably expired foundation. It doesn't do anything to my skin. Don't do this. Get a good foundation. I just have to mix my foundations right now because it does not match me because, you know, quarantine. So this is Mary Kay Time Wise. Not my favorite. It's a very thin foundation. It's not buildable. This one is an Ivory 6. This is a very light color compared to my skin. And then this one is Revlon Color Stay, and this one is in 370 Toast. So I just put it on the back of my hand. I do one pump of this, and then I try to do the majority of the other color to cover that up because the 370 for Revlon is too dark for me. So this one looks as good as it's gonna get. My neck, everything's pink. So I like to tap it on. I feel like if you rub into it, it's just gonna take away a lot of the coverage. And since I have such bad acne scars, you don't want that to happen. You want all the coverage. So you'd think for somebody who sells bows, I'd be good at like having hair accessories to not get my hair on my face, but we're lazy. I like to do it further down in my neck, so that way there's not just a weird different color. A lot of times our faces are whiter than our bodies because of exfoliation, washing our face. Sometimes they can be darker because of depending on the clothes that we use and the coverage of our foundations. If we use any, it can actually make our face just a different color. So it's a good idea to just slide this down. I feel like I want another layer, so I am gonna do another pump, little tiny pump, and I am going to add a little bit more of this. Oh, I said a little bit, just kidding. We're not doing a little bit. And then I tap it on my face. I get really into these areas, to my ears, cover up all that pink mess I made on my face. Just anywhere I feel like I need coverage, anywhere I feel like I have way too much pink. It's not gonna come off, but we can try. I want to add a little bit more concealer to the bottom of my eyes. So I'm gonna do the same thing, just add on top of the concealer that I've added. I'm going to be adding the one from the top, the NYX concealer. I'm just going to pat in there. When I put my foundation, I like to dab around my face. I don't like to rub, because when you rub, it's very likely that you are going to remove a lot of the foundation rather than just packing it on. And I look up to get really far in there. And then I kind of do a wing on my eyeshadow with this. And then I like to do a little wipe down here, down my nose, on my chin, and on top of my forehead. So I'm feeling like I want to add a little bit more color to my eyeshadow, but I'm going to do that after I do my bronzing. So this is magnetic. So I'm going to be using True Complexion Contour Palette. This is from Black Radiance. And I'm going to be using the contour color here with a big giant fluffy brush. And I'm going to tap into it. And I'm going to do in circles. I'm going to do this all over, well, not all over, just in like the hollows of my cheeks. As you did with your eyeshadow, you do not just add color all at once. You try to do it little by little. It's a lot easier to pack it on than to remove. So we're going to do it on our forehead. If you have a small forehead, this is not recommended. It'll make your forehead look smaller. I have a 5 head, so we're just going to cover up. Add color to your skin, make sure everything is blended. So now we're going to contour our nose. So we're going to be getting the JH30, nope, sorry, just kidding. Nope, yeah, JH30 brush. It's a little fluffy brush like this. You could use any one, tap off the excess. I really tap off the excess when it's on my nose. And you just go up and down lightly. Make sure to, when you're doing anything, blending, hold the brush from the bottom. It makes it a lot easier to not be so harsh. And it looks like we're being a little harsh here because I did not tap off the excess, but it's okay. I like to also then go back with a sponge and just tap off a little bit. So I like to go up and down. Make sure to leave the center a lighter color, and in the bottom of my nose. Now you're looking snatched. So like I said, I like to just dab on it with a little bit of what's remaining on the sponge. I don't do it too rough, just a little bit. I just don't want it to look like it's not blended. So once we're done with that, we're going to be, I want to go back a little bit on my eyes. I'm going to add a little bit more of that orange color and a little bit more of that pink. So I'm going to be using the same brush that we used before, the JH40, and I'm going to be going back into my man, and I'm just going to put on the outer edge. It just makes it a lot easier once you kind of have everything together to just realize what you're doing, and then we're also winging this. Okay, so I'm going to also go back into Tipsy Girl and do that above this area. I feel like the orange isn't doing it for me, so I think I'm gonna add another one. Okay, so I'm gonna do Feeling Myself. Yes, I totally can do this one. So I dropped a little bit on my lower lid, but that's okay. That's totally fine. I'm gonna go back into purple and just dab on there. Okay, so now we're going to be doing our eyebrows. So I'm going to be taking Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Soft Brown. And I'm going to be taking an angled eyeliner brush. I have no idea where this is from. This came in a set. It's really dirty. So it's just basically any brush that is like this, that you can be more precise with your eyebrows. So this one's almost done, so I'm just gonna dab in there, try to take as much as possible. And then I'm gonna wipe off the excess, make sure that I get my brush really thinned out, so it makes it a lot easier to be more precise with this. So I'm gonna start at the bottom of my eyebrow and just push back. And I'm gonna basically line the whole bottom part of my eyebrow. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the top. My eyebrows are not done. I have not done them in a really long time. I just kind of like get a little razor and razor them out. And I try to not push down when I'm filling in the front. And I just do kind of like little like strokes around, filling any gaps I may see. And I extend my eyebrow a little bit. This helps it look like you did your eyebrows, even though you didn't. So this one did not come out as low, so I'm going to fill it a little bit more, and then I'm going to brush it out. Okay, so just brush it, make sure that there's no harsh lines. So my daughter woke up, which means that I have to be very quick with this because she's probably gonna be making noise. She's probably gonna be asking for me to obviously be a mom. So we're gonna be quick with this. Okay, so we're gonna go back into highlighting the bottom of our eyebrows. So I like to do this with a little bit different things. Sometimes I use the actual highlight that I use on the rest of my face. Sometimes I try to do something a little bit that goes with what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm gonna be going into this one. It says I'm in it. And I'm going to be using a very precise brush. This one is JH42. I'm going to be tapping into there, making sure that I do not put the brush in like this, because it just kind of makes the brush open up and then it won't be able to be as precise. So we're not being super intense today with the highlight. This one has kind of like a pink tone to it, which I really feel like blends in with what we're doing. Okay, so now that we're done there, we're going to do the bottom of our eyes. So I'm going to try to make sure I get a little pointed brush. Don't you love my descriptions? So this one is just a Morphe brush. I have no idea. This does not have a number on it. It just looks like this. And I'm going to go back into Tipsy Girl and I'm going to put this all over the bottom of my eye. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding a little bit of the Not My Journey to it. Okay, and like I said before, or maybe I didn't get to say before because it got cut off, I'm going to go back with the dome brush that I used in the inner corner, and I'm going to make sure that I blend the edges of it out. And I went a little too far down here, so we're going to go with our sponge and we're just going to clean it up. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm just making sure, I'm looking around, making sure everything is blended. I'm going to get just a regular blending brush, one that is clean. This one is clean, it's just stained. And we are going to blend the edges here, look up and blend the bottom. Now that's done, I am going to go ahead and I am going to add some blush to my face. I'm always a little all over the place with my face. So I'm going to be using Maybelline's Fit Me blush in the color 55. I think it's 55. It has just a little sticker that says 55 on it. Or is the name blush? Don't know. Okay, so I'm going to take off the excess and lightly and lightly go over my cheeks, adding some color to this ghost looking face. So as you see, I go in circles just like I do with the bronzer. Try to get it on the apple of my cheeks and make sure everything is totally blended. Okay, I always go back again with the brush, make sure that there are no harsh lines, make sure everything is blended. The key to perfect makeup is to make sure you got that blend. Blend everything. Okay, so now we're gonna add some highlight to the face. This is one of my favorite highlights. This is from Wet n Wild. It's a loose highlighting powder and it's, oh, it says Mega Glow in the back, but it is actually called Hustle and Glow for your hustlers. So it usually has a little bit on the top of the lid, otherwise it has some on the bottom, and I don't like it to get it from here because I feel like it could just be too intense. So I get from the lid, I just tap into this, tap off the excess, and I go on to adding this to my face. I feel like this color is matching the gold colors, the gold reflects that are in the glitter at the top. I feel like this is giving me Aladdin vibes. So just some on the chin, down the nose, around the forehead. So I just love how she's just like, what are you doing? Oh, and now she's grabbing me, meaning like, come with me. Okay, so I just add highlight everywhere because, you know, we want to be looking like a freaking strobe. And we're doing our lips. I don't want to do anything too intense on my lips if we're doing something intense on our eyes. It's just not my liking. This is a color from Hikari. It's called Castle. It's from Hikari Cosmetics, and it is a lip gloss. I normally like to go in with a matte color first. If I could find my matte color first. Okay, so first, before I go in with the Hikari color, I'm going to be going in with Revlon Ultra HD. This is a matte color. This is in HD Forever. And I'm going to put that on my lips. Okay, now that we have that in place, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go with Hikari. Why do I smile? Because I want to get in all those wrinkles on my lips. I would have thought that the older you get, you even get wrinkles on your lips. Okay, so now that all of this is done, now I'm going to be doing my eyelashes. I'm going to be doing them off camera. I just feel like it's a lot easier. Eyelashes are already an issue on their own, so it takes time. So I'll be doing that off camera, and I'll be right back with the final look. Okay, so I went ahead and did my eyelashes. All I did was put on some Ardell Wispy lashes, I believe. And then I did, I had some Great Lash Maybelline mascara. This is waterproof in Very Black. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit of glitter to my inner corner. I'm just gonna go back into the Morphe palette, the Hit the Lights. I'm just gonna get this white color right here, and I'm gonna tap it into the inner corner just to lighten it up and add some glitter, because you can never have enough glitter. What I love about this one is it's just kind of transparent, so it doesn't really take away from the color. It just kind of adds some shine to it, and this one has a little bit of blue reflex in it, so it helps out a lot. So yeah, I think we're done here. So this is basically the final look. I'm sorry I keep looking down. This is just where I'm not used to this. This is where the mirror is. So this is the final look. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys have fun recreating it. And if you do, please tag me in your pictures. So this is just a easy way to just kind of have fun during the quarantine. Get rid of, she's touching my hair. This is kind of an easy way to get rid of that daily routine of just not doing anything if you don't do anything, or just get out of being bored and have fun while we're indoors and staying safe. So I hope you really like this look, and we'll be back with many more. Please leave requests, like, comment, and subscribe. That's so basic, but it helps out a lot. So until next time, I hope you guys have a safe time and a safe weekend, and may you all be blessed.